Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Spider-Man Marvel Snapshots Issue 1 by Marvel. Now there is... Oh man, it's been so boring that I don't know what even to warn you about. There's some violence, some fighting. Maybe possibly someone gets killed. I'm not sure on that one. So just in case, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, let's start with the botching of names. Now thinking that I forget something. No. No, I don't think I did. Okay. So, writer and artist is Howard Chaykin. Chaykin. Color artist is Jesus. I don't know how to pronounce that surname. It'll be down below. This comic definitely needs Jesus, but Jesus didn't save it. Letter is Ken. I don't know how to pronounce that. It'll be down below in the description. And cover is by Alex Ross. Yeah, this is an Alex Ross cover. And creator is Kurt Busik. Yeah, and everything else, editors, I'll just leave it down below in the description as always. Alright, let's start then. Oh boy. This was a hard one to get through. Not because it was, emotional or interesting or that hard. This is fucking boring, man. Okay, partially this is my fault. I should have really read the description better of the story before I bought this comic. But even so, I found out the description on Goodreads. It sounds much more interesting than the actual product that came out. Alright, so in our story we follow a guy named Victor, or some reason everyone calls him Dutch. That's his nickname. We follow him. I'll show you the first 2 pages here. We're going to see them. You can see him and his friend Ronnie. They're planning to steal this ATM, get this money with gloves. Villain gloves that Ronnie paid for in order to do this robbery. While they're walking down below in subway, I don't know, they're docking. They're small-time criminals, he and Ronnie. And then Spider-Man appears fighting some villain whose name I forgot. So, it's not much to do with how boring this was, but in general, I'm not good with names. They come across them, Dutch panics, something malfunctions, oh no, the gloves don't work, they lost all the money, so they leave. And the second page, you can see them going backwards. The plan didn't work. Yeah, then we see, a bit later, we see a snippet of Victor's childhood. He feels like a loser, nothing's working, he's a small-time criminal. Must say he has a pretty nice apartment for a small-time criminal. Anyway, we see that as a kid, he loved these monster model kits. And he would make them far better than what was on the picture. So I guess that's his hidden talent. So while he's having this little flashback, suddenly Ronnie appears with another plan that involves superhero stuff, which Victor is not a huge fan of. Then we go to a bar and they meet Ronnie's sister, Vivi. And she and Ronnie start dating. She goes straight. Looks like she was also a small-time criminal. She decided to leave that. Ronnie goes with her because they start dating. She tells him not to talk to her brother anymore, not to do any heists. They have big plans. Then Ronnie comes back again and, trying to get Victor back into the thing. He has more, he has all these plans. And Victor decides to do it because he wants to get some money for their big move to, they're in New York. I don't remember where they want to move. Anyway, they want to move out of New York. I'm assuming they're in Hell's Kitchen because you got Daredevil here too. Yada, yada, yada. They steal some super suit again. That was Ronnie's brilliant plan. But it doesn't work out so well, of course. Because Ronnie has shit reputation, I take it. Anyway, they're kind of fucked. But then some twat that kind of looks like a unicorn called... what was... Backlash. It's called Backlash, I think. He's about to attack them. He wants the suit, but then Spider-Man jumps in and saves them from Backlash. There's not really much interaction. He just jumps on him while they run away. Victor sorts things out. He sells the suit to the guy that Victor bought inventions off of. And, that's it. He tells Ronnie to read the signs, leaves him, then he and Viv pack all their shit and start driving out of New York. And that's about it. Yeah. Oh, his story was so frustrating to read. But before I continue my bitching, let me talk quickly about the art. I did it while I showed you pages, sorry. Okay, the art is not the prettiest thing in my eyes, but at least it's interesting, It's interesting. At least it has, this kind of style to it, which I did like that. I did like that. Again, it wasn't the prettiest thing in my eyes. I'm sorry, there's construction. But I want to talk about this already and throw this comic in a bag. But yeah, I did like the art style. At least it was interesting and, had its own thing. At the very least. The cover is nice. It's a nice Spider-Man. It's not too dynamic, I must say. The one with Cyclops was far better. That was a good one. But anyway, yeah, the cover's okay. Alright, back to bitching. Alright. Again, like I said before, it was my fault. I should have really read the synopsis better before buying this. But when you hear Marvel Snapshot Spider-Man, you think, okay, I'm gonna get Spider-Man. I'm gonna get a story with Spider-Man. I can count on one hand the amount of panels Spider-Man was in this fucking story. On one hand. Which, okay, Mr. Gray told me, maybe it's one of those stories where it's from the eyes of, regular civilians. But the thing is in this comic is that it's like, it's I don't know, it's like this almost a cynical take on the whole superhero thing. Because while we follow these morons, you got the superheroes in the back, like super tiny. In some panels, hell, if I wasn't looking, and I was mainly focusing on the twats, I wouldn't even notice them. Like in some panels, they're so tiny up in the distance. Like it's it goes like you have news snippets all over the comic. Like, superheroes are ruining the lives of the civilians and all these things, but it doesn't really seem to affect the main characters that much, really. It's more like background noise. Kind of like the construction now. Well, it fits my pissed off mood, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, it's more like in the background. Doesn't even seem to be the main problem. Like a story like this, you'd think, maybe Spider-Man, inspired Victor to leave the life of a criminal. Like I was thinking, okay, maybe what they could have maybe done okay, take Victor's, his talent of making these monsters a lot better, He was bullied as a kid, as an adult, things not going well. He's a petty criminal, doesn't see much prospect. All this new wave of costume heroes and villains. He decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna also be a villain. And he uses his talents, makes himself a costume, and with Ronnie getting, weapons and stuff, he's about to attempt to be a supervillain. But before he, can actually take off and do any damage, he's stopped by Spider-Man, who, looks at him and sees, okay, this guy could turn it around. Spider-Man, I think Peter would be like that. He would try to give someone a second chance. And, Spider-Man looks at him and thinks, it's still not too late. Just leave this and go straight. Live a criminal-free life. Criminal-free life. Live a life free of crime. Live an honest life. And so Victor, he's inspired by that. Spider-Man's not throwing me into prison. He believes I can change. And so he tells Ronnie, here you go, mate. Go fuck yourself. Have fun. Packs his stuff, packs Vivian, and decides, I'm going to go actually do something with my life. Now, that would have been good. Still not Spider-Man, but, here Spider-Man affected someone. And inspired them to do better. But in here, it's just like, in that panel where Spider-Man saves them, it's kind of so random. It's almost, it's a scene that would work better if it was the Punisher. Because the Punisher, is more about killing the criminals. It would make more sense, if he jumped in there and just happened to save them. Not because Spider-Man doesn't even seem to stop and make sure they're okay. I mean, I get it. He's kind of busy with Backlash, but you think he at least, looked like, run, you idiots, run. But no, nothing. He just fight, and that's it. It's just... It was so... I don't know what who's the writer again? Chaykin? Yeah, Chaykin. I don't know what Mr. Chaykin was trying to tell here exactly. I can't really say it's an inspiring story about, someone who's a loser, but then decides to get himself off the ground and actually make something of himself. There's nothing really inspiring about it. And it seems to treat the superheroes kind of like J. Jonah Jameson does. Which, honestly, this is a whole comic about looking at JJ pissed off at Spider-Man. I would have preferred that much more. That would at least be funny. Seeing JJ turn right in the face. At least that would have been amusing, really. But this is just... it's boring. It's depressing. Cynical. Well, I am kind of too, but still. Fuck me. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. In the description, here, I'll read some to you. Let's say you're a low life criminal in Manhattan. Manhattan. Just trying to get by in a world that's recently gotten full of Spider-Man, Daredevils, Power Man, and more. And you just want to make a decent illegal living. Plenty of henchman work available if you don't mind ending up in a traction. This sounds like, it's supposed to be something more funny and interesting than it is. But it's not. It's just not really interesting. There's nothing there. I didn't feel any connection to the characters. At the end of it, I didn't even care that Victor, got out of the life of a criminal. I just wanted to finish the damn thing and get it over with. I had no feelings. I didn't even think of, Ronnie, you're such a moron. Nothing. I just felt absolutely nothing towards these characters. I didn't care. They could have been both killed off and I wouldn't give a shit. It's probably not really good, At least when you're angry about a comic, you had feelings for it. This is just boring. I think fuck me, I think this might be one of the only occasions I gave 1 star to something on Goodreads. Then, I mean, maybe it happened before, I can't remember, but it's one of the rare occasions I gave 1 star. Because there's just, wow. It's just so boring. Like, this thing also has 34 pages. You think in those pages, Mr. Chaykin could have, I don't know, wrote you an interesting story. It just feels like you read almost nothing, basically. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just so disappointed there wasn't that much Spider-Man in here. Because I was. When I opened it, I barely saw that there was any Spidey in it. I was already disappointed. But still, you know, I wanted to give this a chance. You know, maybe it was good. You know, maybe it would be interesting, but it wasn't. It's just, such a drag, really. Yeah, that's like about it. I mean, the pacing, I guess the pacing's more or less fine. I also love how I think one guy here just died being smashed under crates. And it's not mentioned even. And also, you know, like, the superheroes in the background. There's some scenes, I think it's when they're driving the truck. And there's the superheroes on. Honestly, I wanted to know what's happening there. Instead of what's happening with these two. I was like, what's going on? Who are Luke Cage and Iron Fist fighting? Can we go over there, please? Or who Daredevil was fighting? Ugh, that looks so much more interesting. It's kind of sad, really, when something in a panel is more interesting than your whole story, eh? Yeah, but... Yeah, as you can understand, I was not impressed by this one. Not at all. It's pretty, yeah. Pretty shit. Alright, well, that's about it. I think I bitched enough about this. And I was like, I got nothing more to say. I'm just saying that they could have done... Or at least Howard could have done so much with the story. Again, it could have been a hard-felt story, or, you know, you could have had a story with the villains. Like, focus more on the villains. Of a villain that's constantly trying to get Spider-Man. But it didn't even have that. Again, barely any Spider-Man in this. It's just so frustrating. What can I tell you? But, okay, but again, as I do try to mention sometimes, do read this for yourself. I mean, this is how I saw this. I wasn't really impressed. But who knows, perhaps you might get a kick out of it. Or a laugh or something. I didn't. I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. Like, a cautionary tale? A slice of life thing? What? I'm really not sure, and honestly, now that I'm done with this bollocks, I don't want to see this comic ever again. Honestly, I would throw it against the wall, but Chadwick Boseman's on it, and I don't want to do that. I'd feel like an asshole. Maybe that's how they sold this thing. Look, we got an Alex Ross cover! And also did, you know, in memory of Chadwick Boseman. Buy this comic. I know it sounds cynical, but I do kind of wonder if that's what they were thinking. Now, to be fair, this is the first Howard Chaykin story I read. So, you know, I can't really judge. I need to read other stuff of his. Maybe other stuff I'll like more. But this one, not impressed with. Not impressed with at all. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I got nothing else to really bitch about. Alright, folks. Thank you for watching. Do let me know if you read this one and what you thought of it. I mean, yeah, did you like it? What do you think? What is the story about? Maybe I was wrong there. Yes, let me know down below. Alright, folks, so that is it. Now remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. And read the Marvel synopsises very carefully. They try to get you with those damn covers. Bye!